I want y'all to give a good, big round of applause. So to show that same energy you've been showing all night to the other poets. Give it up for my guy, straight out of Maryland. Give it up for my guy, T. Chaos.
I don't know what's wrong with you women. Or is there something wrong with me? Because it seems you don't really understand what you really need. You say that you want a good man to love you and treat you right, a gentleman to take care of you, listen and be polite, but it's like you don't see the light. In fact, you turn away from it. Reflections of perfection projected on men that can't commit. And you chasing it. No matter how much heartache or the pain you get, you wondering why you always just getting out of a bad relationship. Whole time, but a good man is waiting here. But you want them other dudes. You choosing them, but then you want me as a substitute. You put me in the friend zone thinking I'm going to be your safety net when you fall, when them dudes mistreat you, cheat on you, then shrug you off. But before, all the good I did for you got ignored. You ain't give it a second thought, let alone give it applause or even reciprocate it. You just take it for granted. You take my kindness for whackness and my goodness taking advantage. You could have had a man who was fluent in your love language. Instead, you chose those dudes who's illiterate, who can't read in between the lines of what you're saying. See, I studied you. Made sure everything I was giving you was the best. You try to get those dudes to copy what I do, and they still failed the test. I'm really hating this balance of us good men versus them other men. They getting women left and right, but I get next to nothing suffering. Because of them, women perceive me as a dog, so they either cheat on me or don't even want to get involved. Y'all stay saying I'm an amazing guy, but get tired of reciprocating. Why y'all stop giving, but keep taking while being selfish and complacent? Why them dudes out there, the ones that's dogging you, bang you, then stop calling you, and you continue chasing them thinking they ain't like all the dudes. While you at home waiting, praying for them to honor you. They always lie to you, but always get to lay with you. Always Netflixing and chilling, but never goes on dates with you. They never introduce you to their friends, but he still shows them your naked pictures. But you still picking up the phone whenever he's booty calling you. See, those type of dudes get all of you and take you all from me. So now I'm rethinking the man I think I ought to be. What good is it being a good man if no one wants to see when women keep neglecting me, disrespecting me constantly? So I'm removing all honesty, chivalry, and monogamy. The delivery of those flowers that was going to surprise you at your job next week. The periodic compliments with just the right amount of sexual innuendos, the encouraging words for you after a hard day of work is all going out the window like bro man from the fifth floor. Because I got no time for being emotional, just to disguise my devotion when I'm trying to get close to you. See how I approach you. See how I approach you. Like I'm just trying to get to know you, the real you. Make empty promises of what a good man is supposed to do. Telling you things that you're beautiful and your flaws, so cute. Ain't no other woman I know can come close to you. And so you won't confuse my true intentions. I'll compliment your personality more than I compliment your body. Telling you things like, you the type of woman I could build with, queen. Ain't no other woman I know as cool or as dope as you. And after the foreplay with your mind and the sexual tension starts to arise and you finally let me slide in between your thighs, and right about that time is when I decide to leave you, move on to the next one, and get ghost on you. I mean, other women's intentions is just as twisted anyway. So what's the difference from my emotional pimping every day? See, this new man is here to stay. Ain't no regrets at all. A good man's last words is the first words of a dog. What's up, y'all? So my name is Tchaositself. I spell it T, Tchaositself. The T is sounding like the D in Django. Y'all with me? All right, and I'm from the DMV area. We say Maryland like the wizard. Right? You got it. And I love ladies. I love y'all. That's an old poem. You know what I mean? That's an old poem. But I also love Philadelphia. What's up, y'all? I love being out here. Yeah. So I used to come up here like back in the day, because I also love pro wrestling, right? See, you know? I used to come up here and watch Ring of Honor shows back at 23, the arena up there. And you know, when I tell people like I love pro wrestling, they tell me the same thing. I mean, they tell me the F word. We don't like the F word. Y'all know what that is? Fake. Yeah. So I wrote a poem about it. Shout out to my guy Lunatic in the building. He requested I do this tonight. So this poem right here is called The F Word. All right. You know wrestling is fake, right? That's what she told me. That's what she told me when I was talking to somebody else about what happened on AEW Dynamite last night. Like, she thought she was going to give me this mind-blowing divine revelation instead of joining the conversation and learning something instead of hating. And I tried to have patience with her, but she kept going on. She was like, they don't really punch each other for real, and the ring is like a... That's how she sounds. They don't really punch each other for real, and the ring is like a trampoline, so it don't hurt when they fall. I mean, first of all, the ring is just a bunch of wooden planks with a thin gym mat over it, so it kind of hurts if you want to get technical. But she looked at me like I was crazy, so I asked her a simple question, you know, as an intellectual. I asked her, what's your favorite movie? She said, well, I said, your favorite movie is fake. Real Housewives and Love and Hip Hop is fake. Seedless grapes are fake. Beyonce's entire Lemonade album is fake. See how you felt? But you already knew what it was. So stop being so annoying trying to destroy what I love. Now, professional wrestling is a big part of my life, if you didn't know. I mean, I can tell you who the IWGP World Champion is, but I don't remember who won the last Super Bowl. I mean, I've been watching AJ Styles wrestle for over 20 years, before WWE fans knew his name. But I don't remember the last time I watched an entire basketball game. But the thing I love most about pro wrestling is me and my father used to watch it. Flipping back and forth between Monday Nitro and Monday Night Raw on the cable box, or just listening to pay-per-views, because he would turn to the channel when it was scrambled because he wasn't trying to pay for it. Or watching Stone Cold and The Rock and debating who was our favorite. Or watching Goldberg and thinking, is he overrated or is he the truth? Or watching Nitro that one Monday night and finding out Shane McMahon bought WCW. Watching wrestling with my father was the closest I ever felt to him. I mean, everything was all right. But sometimes when I watch wrestling now, I think about back in the day and how cancer took my father's life. See, he was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma before I saw my first Ring of Honor DVD. He began coughing uncontrollably before John Cena couldn't be seen. He went through chemotherapy before the Undertaker's WrestleMania winning streak was ended by Brock Lesnar. All his hair fell out before his Bullet Club had their first members. His eyes turned yellow before any NXT takeover, Money in the Bank match, or ECW One Night Stand. His funeral happened before I could fully understand how to be a man. See, there was times in my life when I hit rock bottom and nights were stone cold. But I just wanted to talk to him so he can bestow some of the wisdom that he told. There was some bad breakups in my life that fed my depression and turned into a vicious cycle. But I just wanted him to help that kid through his heartbreak like Shawn Michaels. The Exorcist was just a start. I barely survived the series of mental breakdowns. Some slammed me over and over again. I tried to tag in my father to help me with his pain, but I can't now. My father's been gone for so long, I'm starting to forget what he sounds like. And that's a pain that hurts immensely. But sometimes when I'm watching a really good wrestling match now, it's like he's right here watching it with me. That's why I don't believe in the F word. Even when I say I love pro wrestling, people still need to speak at it. See, pro wrestling might be fake to some of y'all, but it's still real to me, damn it. So after I said all that, she looked me right in the eye, took a second, and she told me, "Why do you rhyme when you talk to people?" Like, it's so tough doing that poem, son. Like, thank you for listening. Technically, that's like my most famous poem, because like wrestlers started retweeting and DMing me and all that stuff. Like, it was a good time. But this is probably like my 5th time ever performing it, because it hurts every time I do it. You know what I mean? But it's Philadelphia, so I had to go get it, y'all. So to break all that up, I'm gonna start yelling again. That's all right? All right, this next poem, my homegirl, Misspoken Poet, she likes this one. Y'all know her? She's so dope. She's so dope. Right? And her shoe game is fire. I'm trying to catch up with her. I ain't there yet, you know what I mean? But this poem requested by her is called Your Fault. Hey, yo, Eve, what's wrong with you? I'm sorry. I told you I was yelling. I didn't mean to catch you off guard. So, all right. Hey, yo, Eve, what's wrong with you? All you had to do is not eat the forbidden fruit. But that's something you probably always wanted to do. You just needed an excuse. Was you not paying attention when Adam told you what not to do? Or did you not trust him enough to believe what he told you was true? I mean, did you want more eating responsibilities? Did you want to be included in God and Adam's private discussions? Was you confused about the forbidden fruit instructions? That's why you thought you couldn't even touch it. See, that attention to detail weakness is exactly why leadership ain't for you. That and the fact that your Adam's weakness is why that serpent only came to you. So you trusted that snake more than the man you was created for. So the forbidden tree was convinced you wanted wisdom more than the plans that God made for y'all. You took a bite of that fruit and then ate it all. Then persuaded Adam to eat the fruit and felicitated the fall. And when God called you out on your mistake, you blamed the snake. You tried to forsake Adam, and that was whack. You was made from his ribs. You were supposed to stay by his side, but you tried to front and never had Adam's back. You're the reason why your descendants are still living with a curse. You're the reason why they bleed once a month and it hurts when they give birth. You're the reason why, compared to men, they make 21% less money. You're the reason why they didn't even have the right to vote until 1920. To this day, they always try to change the man that they with, but they never do. They fight for equality, was commanded to submit to their husbands, and that's all thanks to you. Your sin got us all kicked out of Eden in our laws, and the wages of sin is death, and we all got to pay the cost, and it's your fault. But yo, Adam, let me talk to you. What's wrong with you? She ain't say nothing the whole time, the first time. Whatever. All right. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. Yo, Adam, let me talk to you. What's wrong with you? All you had to do was not eat the forbidden fruit. But that's something you probably always wanted to do. You just needed an excuse. Was you not paying attention when God told you what not to do? Or did you not love him enough to believe what he told you was true? God told you not to eat the fruit. And that's something I can't forget. When God gave you those specific instructions, Eve wasn't even created yet. It was your responsibility, and you let everybody down. God told you to watch over everything in the garden, including Eve, so how can you let that serpent come around? And when you saw Eve come back again with that forbidden fruit in her hand, I know you had a feeling something changed, but it wasn't until you ate that fruit that y'all felt naked and ashamed. I mean, you can let Eve die with her own sin. You got a rack of ribs. God could have made more women with all that. But you loved Eve more than you loved God, and now we can never go back. And when God called you out in your sin, you turned around and blamed Eve. I guess responsibility is more than you can take. It's sad the first man ever created wasn't man enough to own up to his own mistakes. See, you want me to talk about Adam again? It's okay. Yeah. It's sad that the first man ever created wasn't man enough to own up to his own mistakes. You was able to name every animal in the land and in the sea and in the sky, but if you was able to be obedient to God, your son Abel will still be alive. See, you're the reason why men like me are still living with a curse. You're the reason why 90% of my life I gotta work. You're the reason why there's rich, greedy people and still so much poverty. You're the reason why there's racism and social inequality. To this day, we always try to speak logic to our women, but they never listen. But in turn, we fail to connect with them emotionally, and you put us in that position. Your sin got us all kicked out of Eden and our loss, and the wages of sin is death, and we all got to pay the cost, and it's your fault. But the gift of God is eternal life through Jesus Christ, so we good. Thank you. Yeah. Oh, the wristband. So I got some merch, y'all. You know what I mean? I got some wristbands. It's like Adam's fault and Eve's fault. You can choose whose fault it was for only $5. I love that. I love it. 1 for $5, 2 for $7, because it's Philly and I love y'all. All right. All right. So I'm gonna leave y'all with one more poem. Before that, you can follow me at TCH. I can't spell my name. At TCHAOS itself. You know what I mean? Follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Xbox, and PlayStation. Right. I got them all. All right, so this poem is new. I ain't never did it before. That's like 2 things I always wanted to hear from a crowd. Like the only 5. Oh, yeah. So, all right, so this poem is called That Poem About Jesus. Joseph and Mary, back in 1981, was about to get married, but also about to have a son. Now, they never had sex before, so Joseph thought she was cheating. And they actually had plans of leaving until he saw the angel Gabriel later that evening. Now, back then, President Ronald Reagan issued a census and a tax. So Joseph and Mary caught a Greyhound bus and traveled back to Atlanta. But none of the hotels had room. So Joseph and Mary stayed a few nights in the gas station bathroom. Mary gave birth on the floor with nothing but tap water to drink. They wrapped Jesus in T-shirts and let him sleep in the sink. But they couldn't stay and chill because President Reagan ordered every child in the state of Georgia 2 years and younger to be killed. So they fled to Mexico and waited for Reagan's term to end. Good for them, President Bush had no plans for mass murder again. Wise men flew in to see Jesus. He was about 2 years old, and they all brought him gifts of diamonds, platinum, and gold. When he moved back to America, Jesus lived a pretty normal life. Never got in trouble in school, never got in a fight. Graduated with honors, but he didn't go to college. Instead, he went into the construction business just like his father. When Jesus was about 30, that's when Satan attempted to tempt him with the intention for him to sin, to be thrown off of his mission. But Jesus ain't fall for it. His mission was to save us all, so in 2011, his ministry started growing. He began to be the Messiah just like John the Baptist said he would. His buzz started growing when he started preaching on the corners of bad neighborhoods. A couple clips of him went viral. And his followers on Twitter and Instagram started growing, but he only rolled with 12 disciples because those are the only ones that really know him. He started performing miracles, turning water bottles into wine at a wedding occasion, healed 10 cancer patients at the same hospital, but only one came back and thanked him. Brought his friend Lazarus back to life even though he was in the morgue, gave Stevie Wonder sight, got Michael J. Fox cured, fed 5,000 people at a music festival with a couple Subway sandwiches, and walked on water and stopped the tsunami from reaching Japan and causing damages. Then one night, 2014, when Jesus was praying in the park, his disciples fell asleep for some reason when it got dark. Judas snitched, brought the police to arrest Jesus, and betrayed him by dapping him up. Peter said, "Nah," took out a Glock, aimed for the head, missed, and shot a policeman's ear off. And after Peter tried to kill him, Jesus picked up his ear and still healed him. But they still handcuffed Jesus and threw him into prison because he was getting too popular and inspiring too much change. So the government conspired to kill him like they did Martin Luther King. In exchange, President Barack Obama freed Osama bin Laden because America wanted Jesus dead and Obama ain't want no problems. They put him on death row, but Jesus ain't fight the charges. He started healing people against the government's approval, calling himself the Son of God. They called it blasphemy, but Jesus was just being honest. But they beat him regardless. Body blows and headshots. Put a barbed wire crown on his head. The blood soaked his dreadlocks. They beat him with police batons with nails latched onto it, stripped him of his clothes and put him on eBay and auctioned it. They made him walk to his own execution for about an hour and a half and made him carry his own 165-pound tree across his back. With no help, in fact, from police escorts and helicopters or news vans reporting as people watched it. It was broadcasted live on every television set. The whole world saw the police tie a noose around Jesus' neck. They hung that rope across the tree, and everyone that seen it felt it. And made him stand on a block of ice so his toes to be hung slowly as it melted. As his toes caught frostbite, he said he was thirsty, and they gave him a cup of apple cider vinegar. People standing around with their phones out filming them. They was killing them. People was taking selfies. Tickets were being distributed between the sacrilegious and wealthy. They paid good money to spit in his face and mock him all day. And it seemed like only his mother cried. And to make sure he was no longer alive, the police shot him in his side. Jesus died for our sins. Some people don't believe he ever lived. He was willingly executed for every bad thing he ever did, and some people don't even believe he exists. So even though his execution was highly publicized, his commercialized, corporate-sponsored funeral was broadcasted closed casket. Because 3 days later, he rose again. They couldn't find his body because he's still alive.